Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at Grow Folds, and today we'll be big box store plant shopping at Lowe's out on Highway 121 in McKinney, Texas. It is a beautiful late afternoon when I went shopping here. You can see the skies are gorgeous as always. Please hit that like button for this video. It definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. I'd really appreciate that as we've seen our community grow. We are so close to 13,000 subscribers. And for those that are new to the channel, I call my viewers and subscribers plant foldies. Welcome. My name is Richie. I would hope you guys would also follow me on Instagram at Grow Folds. That's the fastest and most direct way to get in touch with me. And I did want to talk about a product that I've just gotten into. It is called the Classy Rabbit Soil. Plant foldies, have you ever heard of this new soil called Classy Rabbit, which is from a local small business out in McKinney, Texas? Really excited to share with you this new soil, which is 100% organic. What I love about it is that this is a standalone type soil. You don't have to mix orchid bark or other amendatives that actually make this soil chunky. It is already chunky, light, and fast draining. You can use it to improve your existing soil. What I also like about it is they are made by farmers, so they don't really consult like soil scientists or whatever that means. They really know what Mother Nature has in the soil. And what I like about it is I've been able to pot up a lot of my plants from overseas, and they have really acclimated to this soil. I love the fact that, again, it is 100% organic, and the ingredients that we have would be rabbit manure, composed food waste, pine bark chips, mycorrhizae, dried molasses, pumice and expanded shale, rice hulls, and yucca extract. So all of those ingredients really make this soil. It is balanced, and what I love about it is Classy Rabbit products are simple where it counts, smart where they matter. So that means all of the ingredients that the soil needs, it's right there. They don't need to add anything else, and they don't offer anything that they don't need. I also love the fact that Classy Rabbit is priced well, where it's a happy medium between the low prices of cheap, and when I say cheap, quality, and the high prices of unnecessary ingredients. It kind of balances it both. And if you see right here, I potted this Aglaonema up in a terracotta planter. You can see how fast draining it is as I put a bunch of water into the soil. You can see that it is literally just draining through, but just because it's fast draining, it doesn't mean that it doesn't retain moisture. It definitely does. But I love the fact that I don't have to worry about adding any perlite, because this particular soil doesn't have perlite. It has all natural ingredients. So for those that have never heard about Classy Rabbit, please go to classyrabbit.com. I highly endorse this soil. I love it so much. And even though I've been doing semi-hydroponic substrates like Lechuza Pond and Leca, I've actually been converting all of my plants back to soil because of this particular soil. They do offer free shipping at classyrabbit.com. Let me know in the comment section if you're interested, and hopefully you will support Classy Rabbit. I mean, have you pooped on your plants lately? I would. For those that have actually put an order in for Classy Rabbit soil on classyrabbit.com, thank you so much for supporting small businesses. It is based out in McKinney, Texas. My friend Nate is actually the person that owns Classy Rabbit, and I'm just really excited to see his product come to life. It would actually be perfect for a lot of these succulents and cactus that we're looking at right over here. I know that there are a lot of people who have different type of plant interests, so as I continue to do my plant shopping videos, I do want to show y'all different types of plants besides the indoor tropical plants. You can see right over here, these are from Oasis Plants. So they typically source all of the succulents and cactus out to Lowe's. This one is a really interesting looking cactus, super fuzzy. And that's the thing I would say about succulents and cactus, is that they have so many different types of shapes, textures, and colors. Now, as far as the basic care tips for the majority of succulents and cactus, they definitely need light lots of bright light. Some will really need full sun. They need to be in a substrate or a soil that is fast draining and doesn't hold too much moisture. We want to make sure that they don't stay too wet too long. And whenever you water a succulent or a cactus, you really want to make sure that water doesn't stick onto or just stay onto the leaves, because it could easily rot the leaves. I mean, you can see right here, this is a beautiful Kalanchoe hybrid of some sort, and you can see that the price is only $9.98 for this size. I actually have 3 succulents in my collection. I just recently repotted it actually in Classy Rabbit soil. And so if you're looking for a soil that's fast draining, that has all of the natural nutrients that can provide for the plant, highly recommend Classy Rabbit soil. It does very well for fast draining, and that's really what these succulents and cactus needs. And you can even see right over here, plant foldies. Look at this succulent arrangement. Really love the look of this succulent arrangement as well. These are plants that you can definitely put out in your patio with spring in full effect now. There are so many different types of plants, and I'm just going to spend a little time on the outdoor garden section before we go indoors, and you'll want to watch the video to the very end, because there are some exciting new houseplant finds that I will show you from Costa Farms. Plants, live trends, design plants, and urban jungle plants. But you'll see that this is a sea of different types of French marigolds. Really love the look of that, and I want to actually grow a bunch of marigolds as well. So I recently started growing vegetables in a grower box. I also planted some vegetable seeds, which have actually germinated. They've sprouted, and hopefully I can document their journey. I did mention in a couple of my previous videos that I will be opening up a new Patreon page where you'll get some more exclusive content, some more daily updates, and also a YouTube membership. I think it'll be about $4 or $5 a month to get that access, but we'll see what that all looks like. But as you can see right over here, I also wanted to invite you guys to the podcast I'm part of.
Hey guys, I'm Janae from Janae Simone.
I'm Steve from Plants.
And I am Richie from Grow Folds, and we are
Cultivation Corner. We are so excited. We have a plant podcast. We talk about any and everything, all things plants, and we premiere every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube at cultivation_corner. So be sure to tune in and watch us.
Follow us also on Instagram, and be sure to share our videos and our episodes with all of you plant lovers. We need more cultivators, right,
Yes.
Steve?
Yes, we do. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna share the video.
You have
what
to.
you're
You
gonna do.
have to. Today. All right, guys.
Today.
We'll see you on the next one. For those that have actually tuned into the Cultivation Corner Plant Podcast show on YouTube with Janae Simone and Stephen of I Live Plant, thank you so much for watching our project. We really wanted to create a podcast that was both entertaining, educational, and also just touches base on plant conversation. I think a lot of our plant foldies really congregate during the live premiere chats on this channel because there is a sense of community. So I'm hoping and asking all of our subscribers on this YouTube channel to go search Cultivation Corner and actually subscribe with all the notification bell on. I mean, there's close to almost 13,000 of y'all that tune into this channel. Can we please get every single plant foldy, every single person that has actually subscribed and watches my personal videos to support the Cultivation Corner? I mean, I am faceless on this YouTube channel, but you never know. I might actually show my face fully on the Cultivation Corner Plant Podcast. And plus, you'll see me and you'll see my personality a little bit more so on that channel. So definitely check that out. But anyways, aside from all of the promos for Classy Rabbit Soil as well as Cultivation Corner, you can see I'm just walking around here showing you all of these outdoor garden plants. I am going to be talking a lot about Coleus plants. This one is a Coleus, which is basically a large leaf Coleus plant. I really love the look of that. And then you can see right here. So I actually thought this Monroe plant right here is actually a croton plant, but it is not. It does remind me of that Costa Farms croton plant called Croton Gold Dust. Look at how beautiful the yellow speckling is on these leaves. This is another beautiful plant that I would say would only really do well outdoors. There are a couple of plants, and there are a couple of plants that I will actually feature on this channel as I do big box store plant shopping videos in the outdoor section that could potentially grow grow indoors. But as you can see right over here, we're looking at a bunch of shrubs and different types of landscape bushes. I love gardening and landscaping. I'm actually working on my Japanese garden. I have been working on that for a couple years now, and I'm just really excited to see that a lot of my Japanese maples and maples have started to leaf out and are really starting to develop. I'm hoping to go to a local Japanese maple nursery called Metro Maples out in Fort Worth, Texas. Hopefully when I'm off this coming Tuesday, where I can document that I do an annual visit to Metro Maples. My friend Scott Hubble is actually the owner and has some very unique and rare Japanese maples that he grafts himself. He also has a bunch of Satsuki azaleas, and that's another plant that I want to get into is azaleas. I've tried to grow them in my landscape, but I feel like azaleas need a little bit more protection from the afternoon sun. I don't have quite that level of shade that I can provide for these azaleas. I do have one Satsuki azalea that I was surprised made it through the winter. It's actually starting to grow new growth, and I am really excited. Hopefully it will establish itself a little bit more so, and I'll get beautiful blooms like this. So these are the azaleas that you will see in the springtime. You'll see a lot of these azaleas in bloom. Now if you look for the Encore Azaleas, those are the azaleas that will actually bloom about 3 times a year: spring, summer, and fall. So they're considered reblooming azaleas. The typical azalea will usually only bloom during the spring. So that is another beautiful seasonal plant. And then I also was able to get some footage of my variegated peppermint peach tree, so I will show some clips of that. It looks like the weather has gotten a little bit warmer than usual for spring, so there's already a lot of leaf growth and it's starting to lose its blooms. But I'm just gonna walk around here and show you all of the beautiful ground covers and different types of outdoor garden plants. Let me know in the comment section, plant foldies, what plants you are growing outdoors, if you're mostly growing vegetables, or are you growing even these oxalis plants? So I actually have these purple oxalis plant that I actually have in my landscape. It comes back year after year and more clumps start to show up. So I'm hoping that it will just become a perennial ground cover. So for those that don't know what the technical term perennial means, it means it's a plant that actually can be grown in the landscape and comes back year after year. So when you talk about plants that are going to save you money, well, if you don't have to rebuy the plant and plant it into your garden, for instance, a perennial plant, then that means you're going to save money on the cost of having to pick those plants up. And then you can see right here, we've got this gorgeous dark foliage plant. It is considered a cordyline plant. And this one right here is for $4.98. Really nice looking dark foliage. You already know how I feel, or at least for those that have actually watched my videos, that I really love the dark foliage plants. That one could potentially be grown indoors as an indoor plant. And then obviously for $4.98, we're looking at everybody's favorite thing to say on this channel, which is are you ready to say it with me? Helix, or the correct way to say it is Hedera Helix, or the English ivy. So this is an English ivy. This one looks to be a very vigorous grower. You can see that the vines are starting to trail. The thing about English ivy is they do very well outdoors, to the point where if you were to plant this in a landscape, it will take over your lawn, it will crawl up your walls, and it could actually damage wooden areas. So I wouldn't really necessarily put an English ivy to just grow rampant out in a landscape. If anything, I would put it in a pot, a container where it's just contained. It will thrive for you in a bright, indirect light space. So if it gets protection from the afternoon sun, it's going to do very well for you. I love the English ivy. For those that are not part of the Hedera Helix Challenge 2025, definitely check that out, where you buy an English ivy and see how long you can keep it alive from getting spider mites indoors. Now over here is a Coleus plant. This one is for $1.98, but it looks like Lowe's is actually having a sale on their annual plants, so it's 5 for $5. I am really tempted to buy Coleus plants. If you were to revisit a lot of my videos from last year around this time in the springtime, I went crazy over Coleus plants. Just as much as I love Aglaonema are the apple to my eye. They are my main source of plants that I want to collect. Coleus plants actually had the crown last year, where literally I probably had like like 40 different types of Coleus plants. What I love about Coleus plants, and you can see right over here, is that they're very colorful. Not only are they colorful, they're very fast growers. So I love growing plants that you can see new growth from. I think that's really the exciting part about being a plant collector, is seeing new growth. And I mean, look at this orange colored plant. That is a trend for me. I feel like I gravitate toward that orange or that salmon color about this plant. So I will eventually get this plant. And what's interesting is if you buy this Coleus plant, you'll be able to propagate from it. I would say taking a cutting from a Coleus plant and literally sticking the cutting in soil substrate, you have a 98% success rate on it actually rooting and growing. That is how easy Coleus plants can grow. So definitely check that out. And I'm just gonna walk over here and show you some more of these annual plants. This one is a marigold for $1.98, but like I said again, it is on sale for $5. You can see that there are many annuals for a good selection, 5 for $5, which is a really good price if you're looking for sales at these big box stores. And I will say that springtime is really where you will get the best pricing for a lot of plants. So I would always recommend people going out and going plant shopping during the spring season. Just really excited that the weather is beautiful out in North Dallas. We have longer days, obviously, so there's more sunlight. There's more time for me to actually go out and film some plants. And this is a limited deal, 5 for $5. Now we're gonna go ahead and walk into the indoor tropical section, which is basically the main event. And I know a lot of our plant foldies, our viewers, are really more interested in the indoor tropical houseplants. So we're gonna delve into the main 3 types of houseplant nurseries. One would be Costa Farms plants, Live Trends Designs, and Urban Jungle plants. You can see that this particular Lowe's has quite a bit of plants on all of these pallets. We're going to be looking at these Costa Farms plants, for instance. The first couple of ones that we're going to be looking at are going to be some pothos plants, but I did want to just give you an overview on how many plants they have over here. You can see the first one for $19.84. This is an Epipremnum aureum lemon meringue pothos. Love this plant as well. It's got that neon greenish variegation. It is a mutation from, I believe, the global green pothos. This particular pothos is not nearly as drought tolerant, so you have to stay on top of the watering for this to be a little bit happier. In terms of the variegation as well, you want to give it more bright indirect light, so you can see that there is going to be a distinct yellowish variegation versus just that green on green variegation. The more bright indirect light you provide the lemon meringue pothos, the more a contrast that you would get from this particular pothos plant. So I will just walk around and pick up a lot of these Costa Farms plants. There are a lot of new plants from Costa Farms hitting all of these big box stores, and it's always exciting to go to a Lowe's location. You can see right over here we've got a Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, also known as a mini monstera, even though it is not a monstera. It is a plant that is really easy to take care of. This particular plant does not want to trail. It actually will find its way to grow up. So this one is going to need to have a moss pole, a totem pole, some type of support, because it's going to want to grow up versus trail. And it is another fast growing plant. You can see right here, we've got a classic golden pothos, Epipremnum golden. This one is a common plant. It's an easy to care for plant. One that I always say will be one that I would recommend to anybody who wants to grow an easy house plant. This one right here is for $16.84 in a 6-inch planter. I love pothos plants. I am back at my pothos era. It's the same thing with me revisiting my first love, which would be syngoniums. I am growing syngoniums in a semi-hydroponic substrate, which would be called lechuza pond. I was actually able to find some pond, and I plant them in self-watering planters. But you can see right over here, it's a rickrack cactus for $20.84 by Costa Farms. So you'll see that there are new plants hitting all of these big box stores. I cannot wait to continue to show you all of these restocks. So I'm just gonna go pick up a couple of these plants. Let me know in the comment section what you think, plant foldies. And yes, I did title this video as why I need to stop making big box store plant shopping videos. It's pretty self-explanatory, and you'll know at the end on whether I am going to be just making big box store plant shopping videos in the future, because you can see right here, $12.98. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory as to why I probably need to stop making big box store plant shopping videos on a daily basis, because I'm always surrounded by all of these beautiful plants. And whether it is an easy to care for plant like a pothos plant, a lot of people will overlook these plants. I just want to make sure that everybody is aware that these are the types of plants we need to be buying. These are the types of plants that we need to be growing in our plant collections. I know that a lot of people want to get all of these rare variegated monsteras, variegated philodendron, rare types of aeroids, but I say 2025 should be the year where we create a trend where everybody is going back to the basics. I mean, you can see right here, this is some type of Anthurium. And when you think about Anthuriums, and I'm telling you, you go to a big box store and you find an Anthurium that is not a flowering Anthurium, people will go crazy over it. I mean, over here is a Philodendron Hedera Brasil, $19.84 by Urban Jungle. This is another beautiful plant that if you give it a lot of bright indirect light, you'll get more of the yellowish cream variegations, and there are different versions of the Philodendron Hedera. This one is the Brasil. You can see this is that Anthurium, and then we also have just mini plants. So I will just walk around and pick up a lot of these plants, and you just let me know in the comment section, plant foldies, what you think about these plants. And if you've actually added any plants to your plant collection, has anybody already started doing their spring plant shopping? Have you done your spring cleaning? And when I say spring cleaning, have you actually downsized your plant collection? And when I say downsize, I don't mean necessarily composting your plants. I mean either sharing your plants, giving them away, or even purging and selling them. I'm just curious about those types of insights. So again, for any of the people watching my videos, I really would love to see that in the comment section. Just let me know what you think as I continue to just pick up these plants for you and show you the plant ID as well as the plant pricing. $17.98. Costa Farms is giving you 3 plants for the price of 1 planter. You can see right over here, we've got a Monstera Pothos, a parlor palm, and a croton plant. So all of these beautiful plants in one little collection like this. Some people say that they would actually just buy this planter and separate these 3 plants, put them in 3 separate planters. I don't really know how I feel about combination planters because I really like to just put plants in a separate planter. Again, these are becoming a little bit more popular, and it looks like Costa Farms is really leading the forefront in terms of different type of container planters for houseplants. You can see right here, beautiful Fittonia plant next to a Dracaena Florida Beauty and a cordyline, not a cordyline plant, a Dracaena marginata. And this is for another $17.98. And the music track I am playing is called You're on the Beat by DJ Bang Beats. I love this fun dance beat right here. It is a Plantfoldy Grow Folds official track. I'm really thankful that my friend Derek of DJBangBeats.com was actually able to make me these tracks, because when I was doing a lot of plant shopping videos, I was actually using non-copyrighted music. But just to give you a little bit of an insight, YouTube is really stringent about non-copyrighted music, and actually I started having to do what they call ad revenue sharing. And as much as I want to like share the revenue from these YouTube videos, it was a little bit frustrating that a lot of my earnings for all of the work I put into these big box for plant shopping videos ended up being cut in half. So I was just really thankful to get my own track. So you can see that this is an original DJ Bang Beats track. You're on the Beat is the title, and I am working on some dance steps that I may put on the YouTube channel for any Plantfoldies that want to learn the dance step. A little bit about me. I love dancing. I love social gatherings. I love all things that are all about good vibes only. That is the motto of this this YouTube channel. And I was really thankful that 365 Hydroponics, it's a nursery out in Florida that was at PlantCon 2025 in Orlando, Florida, really had that sign. And it really resonated with me because, in a world where everybody sees some of that negativity, whether it's on social media, the news, I say for those that actually engage and want to watch videos where I'm just picking up plants, talking to you directly, interacting with all of our Plantfoldies, this is definitely a channel where it is only good vibes only. And I really appreciate those that go in and actually comment on the channel and actually congregate during the live premiere chats. Sometimes I'm not able to do a live premiere where I can give you like a new video. So yes, I will say that there are the long playing videos where I will combine 2 previous episodes and kind of give you a shopping marathon, where the purpose of it is to, number one, have a longer time to chat on the live premiere chats. A lot of this YouTube channel, a lot of these the plant content I make is really geared for that live premiere. And Hopefully you guys will continue to just watch some of those compilation videos. You can go ahead and just play my videos while you're doing your plant chores, or if you just need to hear some background talking like me. I know that I don't take myself too seriously when it comes to that, but it is interesting that some of the plant foldies have literally said they put me on while they're doing their plant chores or watering their plants or something of that nature. And I'm really flattered that you guys would actually want to listen to me talk about plants. I think that's super cool. And I also think it's super cool that all of these Costa Farms plants are really just making it out into the market. They do range in 3 different prices. So Costa Farms plants, at least from what I've seen in the North Dallas area, you have your 3.5-inch planters for $5.98. You've got your 5-inch planters for $8.98. And then you have these self-watering 6-inch planters for $15.98. And then you have your trending tropical line for $19.84. So you can see that I've done enough plant shopping to where I know the prices. And then if it's not in a self-watering planter, usually it's like $12.97 for a 6-inch planter. I mean, you can see right over here, we've got a Dracaena Lemon Surprise. Beautiful colors. Dracaenas are underrated, overlooked plants as well. And I will continue to say that in every single video. I will say that on tomorrow's video, next week's video, next month's video, but Dracaenas. Can we please add Dracaenas into our plant collection, as well as this Epipremnum aureum global green pothos. I love pothos plants, and I am all about these Japanese pothos that have really started to make it out into the market. You know, with Costa Farms being able to finally release these patented pothos plants into the US market, it just makes it more exciting. Now, if you ever look up the Teruno pothos series, you'll see what I mean in terms of Japanese pothos. A lot of those pothos plants have really unique variegations, and to get that type of variegation, it's really based on mutations that happen naturally with the plant, and they take cuttings, propagate it, and see if that trait or that variegation is stable. Anthuriums, blooming anthuriums by Costa Farms, $13.98. This is the common red one, but needless to say, if you want a plant that has a beautiful green heart-shaped leaf, as well as beautiful colors like red, pink, white, blue, orange, and the Shibori Anthurium, which is a variegated like pink candy cane type looking Anthurium, I would go for that. I know that most people, when you think of Anthurium or collectors that collect Anthuriums, will not really consider this a collector's item, but I say, and this particular Anthurium is the easiest Anthurium to take care of as compared to the velvety textured ones. Now, I mean, obviously it's somebody's preference on what plants they want to collect, but this one wouldn't be a plant I would be opposed to adding to my plant collection because it's an easy to care for plant. This one for $12.98 is a bonsai. This is a crassula bonsai or a jade bonsai. Really love that as well. And I actually, in a future video, will show you how I take a Costa Farms bonsai and put it into a legitimate shallow bonsai container, style it, wire it, trim it, and all of that, because I love bonsai. I think that there is something to be said about the art of bonsai. I am curious to see if anybody that is a plant foldy actually grows bonsai, or if that's something that you would be interested in, because just like I call this channel Grow Folds, the folds again is all about me and my love for origami. I fold origami paper cranes on a daily basis. My goal is to fold 1 million paper cranes. I've said this before, but I have been folding origami paper cranes for a good 8, almost 9 years daily. Sometimes to the point where some of my fingers can get little blisters because I've folded so many paper cranes, but that's something I also want to share with the plant foldies. And as I get ready to launch my Patreon page, my YouTube membership, you will see a lot more content in that regard. You will also see a lot of content in terms of my personal plant collection. I'm just glad that my house is finally coming together to where it would be presentable for YouTube to actually do a houseplant tour. So stay tuned for that. Now, if you do want a houseplant tour, I will ask all the plant foldies, and it depends on whether I get a lot of comments in the comment section. Please comment, and I'll know if you're actually listening to me and watching my videos. Please comment hashtag houseplant tour grow folds in the comment section. We'll see how many people actually put that in there, and if depending on the comments and the number of comments I get, I may expedite my houseplant tour video editing. But you can see right over here, you'll notice that these are the 50% off plants, and it's interesting because these Philodendron golden crocodiles have just recently made it into the market, and for half the price, that is not a bad price at all for a trending tropical plant. The thing about the Philodendron golden crocodile is you have to, and I say you have to, give it quite a bit of bright indirect light for it to actually maintain that yellow coloration. And then you can see right over here, we've got quite a bit of these Calathea orchids or Vanda orchids. These are by Better Grow Orchids. Love this as well. So if you're looking for more exotic orchids outside of the Phalaenopsis orchids, you can go to Lowe's, but I'll just walk around here and pick up some of their clearance plants and see what you think, and just give me commentary about that, whether you've rescued clearance plants, whether you feel like the 50% off value for these plants is worth the price of having to rehab some of these plants. And when you think about buying clearance plants, sometimes they are a bit of a risk in terms of getting plant pests, because the plant may not be necessarily as healthy as it could be. And what happens is when a plant's health is compromised, it actually attracts pests to attack it. So my only suggestions whenever you're buying a plant that is a clearance plant, a plant that is not as healthy as it's looking, know that you're gonna have to spend a little bit more time rehabbing it. I wouldn't necessarily mix the plant in with your regular plant collection, and just know and assume that there are plant pests that could arise. So you wanna make sure you're spraying the plant down with some type of insecticidal soap or a neem oil spray, and really quarantine it from your main plant collection. That's just my personal suggestions. Otherwise, you will save more money whenever you do buy some clearance plants like this one right here, this Philodendron golden crocodile. Again, it looks pretty healthy, beautiful yellow coloration. And so we're just going to keep walking around here, plant foldies, and I will keep picking up some plants. As always, let me know what Costa Farms house plants you are most excited about. What type of plants will you be going shopping for this spring 2025? And you'll see that Costa Farms, I say this in all my videos, but Costa Farms really does make plants more accessible to the general public. You'll see we have a wide variety of different types of philodendrons, different types of hanging baskets like this one right here, Philodendron Birkin, for only $15.98. And look at that white striping right there. And then we have some more pothos plants. These are some global green pothos. And you'll notice the global green pothos has rounder, larger leaves as compared to the lemon meringue pothos. Either way, I love pothos plants. I am on a pothos era again where I am literally just propagating them. And you can see right here, Ficus shivriana. This is another plant that used to be super rare. I remember when cuttings would be like $200 for a one leaf, one node cutting. Now you can buy these for only $15.98 at a big box store. Thank you, Costa Farms, again for having these different types of plants readily available. Now with this particular plant, it is a slower growing Ficus elastica or rubber tree plant when you compare it to the Taniki, the Burgundy, and the Ruby. The Shivriana is still a beautiful plant. I actually have mine growing out in full sun in my south facing lawn. So it's outside and it is getting full sun and it is really thriving. So a lot of the plants that we would grow indoors, especially if it is a plant that really likes a lot of light, you can acclimate it to the point where you can put it in higher light settings. I would say spring is the perfect time to put out some of your indoor tropical plants in a shaded area. I would say pick a plant where you can, or pick a space where you can get a lot of morning sunlight and protection from the afternoon sun, and they will do fabulous. I think a lot of philodendrons, definitely Aglaonema, definitely Pothos plants, definitely any plant that you want to really see size up, or if you have plants like this Hedera Helix, or what you call the Hedera Helix. That's the correct way to say it. You already know there was that one plant foldy that corrected me and said that that wasn't the correct way to say it. But this gold baby English ivy, for instance, if you put it outside in a container, not in the ground, I wouldn't recommend growing English ivy in your landscape or in your lawns. It will take over. It's kind of like that herb mint where it will just take over your yard. You definitely don't want to do that. But you can see right over here, we have another type of Hedera Helix. This one is the Pixie Dixie ivy. What a cute little ivy that we have here. I am still curious if Costa Farms can let us know how many varieties of English ivy or Hedera Helix they have in circulation for the exotic angels line. I mean, you'll see right over here, we have another Hedera Helix. And shout out to my plant foldy, Kathy. Kathy is pretty much in every single live premiere chat, and she actually counts how many times I say Hedera Helix. All right, I'm gonna stop that because I don't know if there's some new people that have just discovered my plant shopping videos. I already know that there are certain things that I say or do on my channel that might be slightly cringe, but you know what? I really don't mind it because, like I said again, it is all about being your most authentic self. Sometimes people may not always like you, but if you love yourself, if you like what you do, if you are not harming anybody, if you are just doing your thing, then you are not doing anything wrong. That's all I'm going to say about that, because some people, they feel the need to feel like they have to be accepted by people or feel the need to conform to what people expect. I have always been a vocal person when it comes to social media presence or what you want to do with your social media. If it's not somebody's cup of tea, totally understand that. But like I said again, I love to say Hedera Helix. Okay, I'm gonna stop with that little tangent. As you can see, I do these plant shopping videos, but I get out of hand with the whole chatter. I just like to talk, and you know, some people will say, well, Richie, why do you not show your face? I'm telling you, if you meet me in person, especially if you go to like a plant show like PlantCon, for instance, I will be going to Houston, Dallas, and New York City. You will see my face in my full glory, and I will definitely even dance with you if you want. But as far as just my shopping videos, I really do want it to be all about me showing you the plants. I feel like it gives you that shopping vibe for me to just pick up plants, and then you could just imagine hanging out with me either way. But as you can see right here, plant foldies, lots and lots of Costa Farms plants. The only critique I would say for this particular Home Depot, or I'm sorry, not Home Depot, you see how I mix up all my big box stores, this particular Lowe's location is, I wish they wouldn't utilize the pallets and shelves of these plants. I wish that they would actually merchandise and style them, but I totally get it. Not every big box store is created equal, but what I will say is this Lowe's location has so many houseplants to pick from. You spring 2025 Costa Farms new plants like this ruby red Photonia. Love that red color. I would love to grow Photonias, but I already know that I wouldn't be able to stay on top of the watering. So this is a reason why I like to go big box store plant shopping, or at least big box store plant shopping filming, because I haven't really been buying a lot of plants. I'm really trying to control myself in terms of spending my money on plants. With PlantCon Houston just around the corner, less than 2 months from now, I'm already saving my money to buy a lot of plants. You already guessed it, Aglaonema from overseas. I will be buying it from Art Garden Flowers. Follow Riki, my friend, on Instagram, Art Garden Flowers. That is where I will get a lot of my plants, because he is able to source out a lot of these rare and uncommon Aglaonemas. And if you already know, if you call yourself a plant foldie, you have to hashtag popularize Aglaonemas. I will say the engagement and just the interaction you guys have with me and other plant foldies is amazing. I love the fact that you guys will tag me on your Helix Challenge 2025 post. I love the fact that whenever somebody posts a picture of an Aglaonema, they use the hashtag popularize Aglaonema. So we really do have a following, at least on Instagram. I will also mention that if you do post anything that's plant foldie related, use the hashtag plant foldie, use the hashtag grow folds, because if you click on the hashtag, it may connect us to more plant foldies that have Instagram accounts. I think that would be really cool to connect everybody on that. But to go back to the plants that we're looking at, you can see that these are the urban jungle plants. What I like about the urban jungle plants is, number one, they're very cost effective. So like for instance, this philodendron of some sort, I don't know the specific philodendron, but this is only for $13.98. And this planter looks so cute. Philodendrons are typically easy to grow unless you get more of the velvety texture philodendrons. Those tend to be a little bit more finicky. And obviously these Sansevieria. This one is a Sansevieria bird's nest for $13.98. So this is another snake plant, or what you call a Sansevieria. Low light tolerant, definitely drought tolerant. I am a fan of Sansevieria plants. I was able to do a collaboration video with Succulents Asia. They specialize in rare starfish or Sansevieria type variegated plants. Love them as well. And I am going to plug Classy Rabbit Soil again, classyrabbit.com. If you are just finding this video and making it to this part of the video, first of all, thank you for tuning in this far into the video, but definitely check out classyrabbit.com. One of the best soils I've ever used. I can't get enough of it because it is super fast draining. It has all natural products. It really does help establish the roots. You really see a lot of growth from your plants. I know that I've been a really big advocate when it comes to putting a lot of plants in semi-hydroponic substrates, specifically pon and leca. But I have started to grow my plants traditionally in soil again because of Classy Rabbit soil. I was able to find Classy Rabbit soil. It is a local business out in McKinney, Texas. Gotta love McKinney. If you guys ever make it to Dallas, definitely go to downtown McKinney. It is such a beautiful downtown, and just the city of McKinney is a beautiful place. A little bit more about McKinney, Texas is in the summertime, it is known as the crepe myrtle capital of the world because of all the crepe myrtles that grow around. It is absolutely stunning. And just seeing local small businesses, I know I do a lot of big box or plant shopping videos. I definitely think, especially if you are somebody that loves plants, if there are local small businesses, I would also say, find time to shop there. You might be able to find some hidden gems. And like I said, again, whenever you buy small or support small businesses, you are continuing somebody's dream, somebody's aspirations to really share their passion, whatever it may be. For a plant shop owner, for instance, it's probably because they also love plants and want to have that entrepreneurship happen. And as far as the local plant swaps, local markets that they have in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, stay tuned for some of the episodes that I will have that feature the DFW plant community. It is a strong community, and I would hope that you guys would all look at it. But as you can see, I am just picking up lots and lots of plants. So we have a combination of different types of Costa Farms plants, urban jungle plants, and we'll get to the Live Trends design. So sit back, relax, and just look at the plants. I do want to see your insights. So again, leave comments in the comment section if you have questions about plant care tips. If you just have tips on what to do with these plants that we're seeing on screen, please feel free to tune into the comment section below. One of the prettiest Alocasia cupreas I've run into by Live Trends Design. Look at that planter as well. Live Trends Design plants are amazing. I love the fact that these jewel Alocasias have made it into a big box store. I remember when these Alocasias were extremely expensive. Now you can go big box store plant shopping, for instance, and find them at reasonable prices. I believe this plant right here is for $14.98, and it is a beautiful Live Trends Design plant. It is also self-watering. So whenever a plant is self-watering, there is a water reservoir that you fill up, and then you don't necessarily have to worry about staying on top of the watering. And for me, that is probably the most challenging part about growing plants, especially when you have over 100 plants to maintain. That is the reason why I look for plants like this. I look for plants like this Dracaena Janet Craig compacta, low light tolerant and drought tolerant. Those are the types of plants you want to add. This is a plant that is really challenging to grow. Actually, I thought that was a Helix, but this is not. I'm actually not sure what this particular plant is. So again, plant foldies, you guys are always the experts. I know that I tend to talk a lot about plants, but let me know in the comment section what this plant ID is. This is for $20.84. This is a Costa Farms houseplant. That one is for $20.84. Now this one, this massive Helix is amazing. Right over here, you can see this is the little Herman ivy. Love the variegation. I love the shape of this English ivy. Like I said again, if you're going to grow an English ivy indoors, you have to stay on top of the water, and you do not want this plant to dry out completely for too long. You should try to keep it in an area that has higher humidity levels, because it will repel these spider mites that could potentially attack this plant. English ivies are the #1 plants that actually are susceptible to spider mites whenever they are growing indoors. Other plants that are susceptible to spider mites when grown indoors would be cordyline tea plants. Those plants tend to get spider mites. So you really have to see what plants will end up getting it. Alocasias are also another plant that is a little bit more susceptible to spider mites. Alocasias, that's the reason why they are a little bit more challenging. So in addition to just the soil substrates that they're put on, sometimes it's just the potential plant pests that they are susceptible to. And that's the reason why I feel like certain plants are a little bit more challenging. It's not always for the beginner, because for a beginner, for instance, I wouldn't recommend this this ivy, as beautiful as it is. Even though it is a green plant, it is not one of the plants I would recommend because of the pest potential it could get. I would recommend a golden pothos, any type of pothos plant, any type of philodendron, like a philodendron Birkin, for instance, and obviously Aglaonemas. And I really haven't run into any Aglaonemas yet. We're gonna take a look at that, but I'm just gonna keep picking up plants at this Lowe's location. Like I said again, big box store plant shopping is fun. Big box store plant shopping is super exciting whenever you are shopping during the spring season. And we talk about Aglaonemas. Here it is, guys. Can we all pause and look at how gorgeous the leaf of this Aglaonema is? This is an Aglaonema golden fluorite. Love Aglaonemas. If you are a person that has overlooked Aglaonemas, I need you to stop, think, and look at how beautiful this plant is. It is an easy to care for plant. Aglaonemas are low light tolerant and drought tolerant. Now, some people will say the more colorful Aglaonemas, the ones that are a little bit more rare and uncommon, are a little bit more finicky. I would say yes, but still, if you follow the guidelines of giving an Aglaonema bright indirect light, put them in fast draining soil, do not overwater the Aglaonema. They prefer to be more on the drier side, then you will do well. Now, the only pest that, or like pest plant disease that it will be susceptible to would be the fungus, or like, yes, some type of fungal infection. So if you see one of the leaves browning and it is mushy, you need to get rid of that mushy side of the plant, cut the leaf off, and make sure you are spraying it down. I actually just use water and a diluted hydrogen peroxide to spray it down, just to kill any of the fungal disease. And that really happens whenever you are overwatering your Aglaonema. These are all for $19.84. Costa Farms trending tropical plants. If you are a plant foldie that has Instagram, please go to Costa Farms Instagram and use the hashtag popularize Aglaonema. Let's ask Costa Farms to continue to release more Aglaonemas. I will tell you, when I was at PlantCon 2025 in Orlando, they did do a plant giveaway. And I did want to say again, thank you to the power of the plant foldies, the grow fold communities. I think you ended up just like commenting a bunch about how y'all felt the need for them to give me the Monstera Pothos giveaway. I ended up like winning it. And so I feel like with the power of the grow folds plant foldie community, we can truly get Aglaonema, hashtag popularize Aglaonema. So I can talk about Aglaonemas all day, but as you can see right here, we can pick up more of these plants. This one was actually another one of those combination planters for $17.98. We've got a Monstera Pothos, a croton plant, and a parlor palm. I wish crotons were not as finicky of a plant whenever you're growing them indoors, but alas, they tend to like to be grown outdoors. With spring, and at least the spring we're having, at least in North Dallas, a lot of these tropical plants, like I said again, if you want them to grow pretty fast, if you want to rehab a plant that was struggling, like for instance, I took a Syngonium recently, a Syngonium tricolor red spot that I did not water. So basically the leaves yellowed and they ended up like falling off. I went ahead and cut it back down to the base, and I'm going to grow that plant outdoors, away from full sun. And I already know it's going to do a full recovery. It's almost like getting them to reset whenever you cut them back to the base and grow them outdoors. At least that's what I would recommend. Now over here, we are looking at some more Live Trends design plants. This is such a cute little bird planter here. These are Kalanchoe, which are basically succulents. You can see that the orange and then the pastel blue really match. You know, orange and blue, if you didn't know, are actually complementary colors on the color wheel. They are on the opposite side of the color wheel. When you put them together, they just tend to accentuate the color even more so. And I mean, take a look at that. Look at all of these gorgeous hanging ceramic planters by Live Trends Designs. So let's just look at more of these Live Trends designs, and let me know in the comment section if you prefer the Live Trends design aesthetic or more of the urban jungle like boho look. All of these hanging ceramic planters are by not Urban Jungle, Live Trends Design for $16.98. Now this one is by Urban Jungle Plants. You can see that this is a Marble Queen Pothos. Beautiful plant. Please buy a Marble Queen Pothos. It's got beautiful variegation. It is another plant that's fairly fast growing as well. Very easy to propagate from plant cuttings. And I do want to make some plant content where I show you guys how to propagate plants, some more plant care tips, etc., etc. Aside from just the big box store plant shopping videos, I know a lot of you guys love the big box store plant shopping videos. I don't know if it's because I talk your ear off or clearly just because you get to see somebody pick up plants. Let me know in the comment section what other type of plant content you do want to see me create this spring season. I am really excited about my outdoor gardening. So if you like gardening plants, if you like vegetables, if you like bonsai, if you like flowering plants, those are things that I'm going to also touch base on. That is going to, a lot of my other content aside from big box store plant shopping videos are going to be on my Patreon page as well as my YouTube membership. So a couple of ideas I will have for my YouTube membership would be maybe scheduled Zoom calls where you can talk to me on a Zoom call and you can just ask me questions or we can just talk about plants. I will have membership exclusive content for the YouTube membership as well as Patreon. So for those that call themselves a super plant foldie, you can see that. But the majority of my content obviously will always be the big box or plant shopping videos. And when we talk about big box or plant shopping videos, take a look at this interesting variegation on this particular pothos plant. So it looks like a lemon meringue pothos, but look at that one particular leaf. It's got larger leaves, and I was really tempted to purchase this pothos plant. I regret not buying this particular plant. I know that it's only $16.98, but I really love the look of that leaf. I'm always curious if some people will actually just pick up a plant, buy it because of a particular variegation, a particular leaf, a particular leaf shape. Let me know in the comment section, but this is one that I found very unique and one that I would have taken cuttings from and propagated. Again, it is only for $16.98. I even love the Great Planter by Live Trends Design. Like I said, again, Live Trends Design is on another level when it comes to big box store plants. This particular pothos, for instance, is on another level. Call me crazy, but that plant just had something very unique about it. And that's the thing about going to big box stores and going shopping, sharing this experience with the plant foldies. You never know what you're gonna run into. Sometimes you'll go into like a big box store and you'll look at the plant selection and think that they're not as healthy or not as full, but then you'll run into something that you would not have expected. That's the reason why whenever I go big box store plant shopping, I never have full expectations on what I'm going to find. I'm just like you. I just pick up plants, admire them, look at them, maybe even give you guys some of these plant insights like this Syngapsis exotica, beautiful plant, but you can see that there are just so many different types of planters and different types of plants. Like this one right here is another type of fern. I don't really have ferns in my plant collection because I just feel like, again, I am one of those types that just doesn't water my plants nearly as consistent. Sometimes I won't even lie, I might just be lazy. Sometimes I have my days where I may not be able to, for instance, edit a big box or plant shopping video. So I will just compile a video to actually have something on the YouTube channel for you guys to watch and interact with. And then sometimes I'm just tired from work, working 10 hours, 5 days a week. It's just very demanding. And that's the reason why some people think that it is a little crazy for me to attempt to actually have daily plant shopping content, but I do my very best. If I'm not able to get on a live premiere, for instance, it's because I am trying to just film plants to show you guys. But as you can see here, this particular Lowe's location, just like the Lowe's locations out in the North Dallas area, they're always full of houseplants, particularly from Costa Farms. I am curious for anybody that watches my big box or plant shopping videos, which big box store nursery do you buy plants from mostly? Is it Costa Farms? Is it Urban Jungle? Is it Live Trends Designs? Is it Vigoro Plants? Is it Nature's Way? Or is it Proven Winners Leaf Joy? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm really curious because the majority of my plant content is big box store. So let me know in the comment section so that way I can actually feature each nursery in more detail the next time I go shopping at a big box store. But I'm gonna pan away over here and just keep showing you some of these plants. It's a pretty full Lowe's location, so I'm not gonna say that it's not. It's just that I feel like a lot of the other locations tend to have a little bit more merchandising going on, a little bit more organization. But either way, I'm still happy that I'm able to see so many beautiful and healthy looking plants. Never go wrong by growing a neon pothos, such a beautiful plant. And you can see all of these little bird planters with air plants. So pretty. And you know what? You can even go to a big box store like Lowe's. Costa Farms has Monstera Thai constellations for $29 and I think 98 cents. This is another trending tropical plant, and Monstera Thai constellations, they are everywhere. I would definitely not say they're an uncommon plant anymore, because any big box store, you will probably find a Monstera Thai constellation, especially since Costa Farms has actually released Monstera Thai constellation, as well as Grower's Bench at Walmart. Monstera Thai constellations, the only thing I will say about Monstera Thai constellations is, especially in its juvenile state, you do not want to overwater a Monstera Thai constellation. They are very susceptible to root rot. I would say grow them more on the drier side. You definitely want to grow them in a substrate like classy rabbit soil, for instance, which when it's fast draining and doesn't hold nearly as much moisture for long periods of time. Let me know in the comment section, plant foldies, if you actually grow Monstera Thai constellations. I have several of them, and I still have the one that I bought a couple years ago. Is it 5 years ago? And it was like a one leaf, one node cutting. Can we say that this is one of the most beautiful Philodendron Hedera Brasils I've run into? This one is Urban Jungles for $19.98. It's another beautiful plant. It is another plant that if you are somebody that grows plants, a houseplant collection, please get yourself a Philodendron Hedera Brasil. It's an easy to care for plant. It is a plant that will save you money on your finances because it's usually cost effective and commonly found at a big box store. And then you can see right here again for $19.98. Plants for mindful living. That is what Urban Jungle says. That is a Monstera Deliciosa juvenile form. And I'm going to pan away from this plant right there. You can see that is a beautiful Aglaonema Maria. And there's just so many different plants to pick from here. I hope that you've enjoyed my plant shopping video today. You know, in my title, I said, should I stop big box store plant shopping or making big box store plant shopping videos? The answer will definitely be absolutely not. And the only reason why I would ever stop doing big box store plant shopping videos is to prevent myself from spending money. But I have found a way to regulate my plant addiction, even though I want to pick up this plant, that Aglaonema red cyan, for instance, for $15.98. I will just window plant shop. That is going to be my new term where I can go and film plants. And for the most part, I know that these plants are going to be available whenever I buy, go plant shopping again, or at least filming for plants. That's the thing about plant shopping at a big box store. Even if you don't buy the plant and it's not there, it will eventually resurface itself. That is the beauty about big box store plants. They are going to be sourced out again. So if you enjoyed today's video, again, please make sure you hit the like button for this video. I would definitely appreciate it, as it pushes this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. Also leaving me many comments in the comment section. I love hearing for every single plant foldie. I mean, you can see there's just so many plants to look at here. I could spend hours and hours actually at a big box store. And as always, plant foldies, please subscribe to my YouTube channel at GrowFolds with all the notification bell on. Make sure you check that all notifications are on. I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at GrowFolds, and today we will be big box store plant shopping at Lowe's out in Frisco, Texas. It is a beautiful afternoon and I just got off of work so I can film this final video for you guys on YouTube as I take you alongside with me to go big box store plant shopping. As you saw on the thumbnail, I will be no longer making big box store plant shopping videos. Stay tuned to the very end of this video for the reasons why. But for today, I do want us to go ahead and celebrate this beautiful day where we can look at some beautiful plants. As always, please make sure you are pressing the thumbs up or like button for this video. It definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. We've had an amazing run with all of the plant foldies here, and even if I may not be making any more plant shopping videos, I hope you can still press the thumbs up button. And if you want to keep in touch with me, stay in touch with me, follow me on Instagram at GrowFolds. For those that are new to the channel, I call my viewers and subscribers plant foldies. My name is Richie and I did daily 1-hour plant shopping videos. So I did want to just put it out there that if you are a loyal plant foldie, I really appreciate the time that you guys have spent with me in terms of just interacting with me on a daily basis. So for now, I do want to just focus on the plants, and I'll give you some insights on my decision in terms of making big box or plant shopping videos. But as you can see right here, it is a beautiful afternoon out in Frisco, Texas. I am based out in North Dallas, and I absolutely love making plant shopping videos. And the reason being is I get time to really enjoy looking at the plants and just to take you alongside with me. But before we get into that, I did want to show you this video. Plant foldies, have you ever heard of this new soil called Classy Rabbit, which is from a local small business out in McKinney, Texas? Really excited to share with you this new soil, which is 100% organic. What I love about it is that this is a standalone type soil. You don't have to mix orchid bark or other additives that actually make this soil chunky. It is already chunky, light, and fast draining. You can use it to improve your existing soil. What I also like about it is they are made by farmers, so they don't really consult like soil scientists or whatever that means. They really know what Mother Nature has in the soil. And what I like about it is I've been able to pot up a lot of my plants from overseas, and they have really acclimated to this soil. I love the fact that, again, it is 100% organic, and the ingredients that we have would be rabbit manure, composed food waste, pine bark chips, mycorrhizae, dried molasses, pumice, and expanded shale, rice hulls, and yucca extract. So all of those ingredients really make this soil It is balanced. And what I love about it is Classy Rabbit products are simple where it counts, smart where they matter. So that means all of the ingredients that the soil needs, it's right there. They don't need to add anything else, and they don't offer anything that they don't need. I also love the fact that Classy Rabbit is priced well, where it's a happy medium between the low prices of cheap, and when I say cheap, quality, and the high prices of unnecessary ingredients. It kind of balances it both. And if you see right here, I potted this Aglaonema up in a terracotta planter. You can see how fast draining it is as I put a bunch of water into the soil. You can see that it is literally just draining through, but just because it's fast draining, it doesn't mean that it doesn't retain moisture. It definitely does. But I love the fact that I don't have to worry about adding any perlite, because this particular soil doesn't have perlite. It has all natural ingredients. So for those that have never heard about Classy Rabbit, please go to classyrabbit.com. I highly endorse this soil. I love it so much. And even though I've been doing semi-hydroponic substrates like Lechuza Pond and Leca, I've actually been converting all of my plants back to soil because of this particular soil. They do offer free shipping at classyrabbit.com. Let me know in the comment section if you're interested, and hopefully you will support Classy Rabbit. I mean, have you pooped on your plants lately? I would. Plant foldies, if you haven't checked out classyrabbit.com, but definitely check it out. I would love for everybody to at least consider buying at least one bag of the Classy Rabbit soil. It is my favorite soil to use on my plants. And, you know, as far as me wanting to just scale back and the whole big box or plant shopping videos, just stopping and not making any more of those, it's because I have come to a decision that I need to spend a little bit more time with my plant care and just plant tips. So, you know, I'll touch more base on that as I continue to do this plant shopping videos. I hope you guys will still watch the video till the very end for my announcement and reasons why I made that decision. But as you can see right over here, plant foldies, we do have a lot of these bonnie herbs and vegetables. So I've actually started my vegetable garden in my backyard. I put out some seeds. They've actually germinated in the ground. I have a couple of grower boxes. And in addition to that, I have some awesome Japanese maples that have really taken off this spring season. So I've been really occupied with cleaning up my backyard, really trying to get my vegetable garden coming around and actually manicuring it and making it look good, because it has been neglected over the winter. Now over here you can see that Costa Farms, and yes, whenever you go big box or plant shopping, you already know that Costa Farms is synonymous to that. You can see here, this is the Tropical Escape series, the Tropic Escape series by Costa Farms. So at Walmart, Costa Farms has the Island Bloom series. At Lowe's, they have the Tropic Escape series, which are basically the same tropical plants that you can use as a patio container plant or grow them indoors. And as I spin around here, you can see that they've got a plethora of different types of flowering plants, different types of annuals. You can see we've got marigolds here. Lots and lots of marigolds, and I absolutely adore marigolds. They remind me of my childhood. And now we're going to be walking into the outdoor garden section. And don't worry, plant foldies, please do not click off of this video. Please do not stop watching this video, because I will get into the indoor tropical plants. There are a lot of beautiful ones that I wanted to show you for spring 2025. But this particular Lowe's is actually one of the Lowe's I look at every year, because take a look at this. These are large Acer palmatum, or what you call Japanese maples. So I wanted to make more content when it comes to Japanese maples, because that is really one of my biggest passions when it comes to plants. There is something elegant about Japanese maples. It is a whole new world when it comes to just collecting maples in general, whether it's Acer palmatum or other varieties of maples. I recently made a video called Metro Maples plant nursery walkthrough. I hope that the plant foldies will come out and watch the video, team replay the video, rewatch the video, because I want everybody to actually be exposed to growing Japanese maples. Now, I know the majority of plant foldies that watch my videos want to see the keywords big box store plant shopping videos. And here's the thing, I love big box stores. I think that they are readily available. It's quite interesting how the algorithm on social media really pushes a lot of consumerism when it comes to just anything that you release as far as content. I think it's also because, to be quite frank, the probability of having more ads play for advertisers lends itself to anything related to plant shopping. But I do want to pivot slightly away from that and really focus on what I want our viewers to see, and that is things like this. $229 for a 6 feet Acer palmatum or Japanese maple. This one, the cultivar is called the Blood Good, and I actually love the fact that that is such a good price for a Japanese maple. So if you are looking to spruce up your outdoor garden, if you want to work on your gardening skills, landscaping skills, and you want cost-effective pricing for outdoor garden plants, definitely go shopping at this particular Lowe's location, which is located off of Preston Road, right next to Warren Street in Frisco, Texas. It's right next to the 99 Ranch. It's an Asian grocery store and a Daiso store, which is a Japanese dollar store that I go shopping at. But as you can see right here, beautiful Acer palmatum for only $229. I love it. And so I'm just going to walk around and keep showing you this beautiful tree. Like I said, Acer palmatum or Japanese maples. I mean, look at how gorgeous the red leaves are. Very elegant. There is something about how the shape of the tree forms naturally. It's got some beautiful curves, beautiful elegance to it. And if you're able to grow a Japanese maple in your grow zone, definitely add one. Now, I would say as far as care tips for Japanese maples, they are not really heat tolerant. So you're going to need to put them in a shaded area or an area that receives a lot of morning light, but protection from the afternoon sun. Now we're going to be looking at some of the outdoor plants that can also be grown indoors. So you can see right here, we've got a purple queen plant right here. Love this as well. Really love the fact that this one is a purple variegated plant. Really nice looking plant. And it's one of those things where if you are able to get something like this, which is also considered a ground cover, an annual ground cover, you can actually grow this indoors long terms. Love the purple variegation, and you can see that some of this fell off. Now, as far as these cuttings right here or the things that fell off, you can actually stick this directly into the ground and it will root. It's actually a very fast rooter, so you can propagate cuttings from this. I had this last year, and here's the thing about all of the plants that you can find in the garden centers of big box stores. A lot of them you can grow indoors long term as an indoor house plant. However, for me, when I reflect back on some of my decisions in terms of the plants that I added, the overabundance of plant shopping I did, I ended up having like over 200 potted up plants that I was growing outdoors. But when winter came, there was only so much space I could do to actually take care of some of these plants and overwinterize them. So a lot of the plants just ended up going to plant heaven because of space constraints. And as I pan away from this and just show you the gorgeous garden center at Lowe's, I want everybody to kind of really reflect and think about how many plants you have in your plant collection and how many of them are you able to sustainably take care of and still enjoy the time you have. And, you know, it's not one of those subjects that I want to put a negative connotation on. It's really because we have been together for almost a year and a half, 2 years as a plant foldy community. And there's just a lot of reflections I wanted to have in terms of just my big box store plant shopping videos, really trying to get you guys in the right direction about buying plants, shopping for plants, giving you tips on how to save money on plants, where to source them out. And so for me, as I look at this plant right here, for instance, by Costa Farms, $10.97, beautiful cordyline plant. And, you know, it's very tempting. It's very much a plant addiction when I can go to a big box store and see all of the different types of plants. Spring is very notorious for having all of the beautiful plants readily available for plant lovers like myself, like yourself, and just the whole plant foldy community. So I wanted to show you some more of these succulents and cactus. And this one right here is only $37.98. This is a torch cactus. And what I love about the torch cactus is, look at this. This is the first time I've ever seen a torch cactus bloom. You can see they've got reds, they've got whites, they've got yellow blooms. And so I'm going to show you the beauty of some of the blooms. Whenever you think about flowering plants or plants that are in bloom, I think of spring. Spring is definitely a time where it's new growth, new beginnings, and just beautiful flowers. And like I said with the title of the video, I will be stopping big box store plant shopping videos. And, you know, it's in terms of just new beginnings, it is April 1st. And it's one of those things where I had a lot of time to really reflect on my intentions with this channel, what that looks like. But for me, it is all about really taking some time for myself, really taking some time on trying to calibrate what I want to do next. And as far as the plant foldy community, I want to make sure that you guys stay intact. So definitely follow me on Instagram at GrowFolds. Definitely count how many times I say Helix, because you know, that's something that I will always remember when it comes to big box or plant shopping videos. I just enjoy being able to walk around and show you this. This is a daily routine of mine, is to get off of work after 10 hours and then drive somewhere where whether it's a Lowe's, a Walmart, a Target, a Home Depot, where they have a garden center or at least sell plants, to go shopping for houseplants. And for me, being able to show you the different types of plants, whether it's succulents and cactus, whether it's indoor tropical plants, whether it's rare variegated plants, whether it's easy common house plants, or even outdoor gardening plants, vegetables, herbs, everything. This YouTube channel really does cover all of the different types of plants. So for anybody that is a plant lover, I would hope that despite the fact that the title does say that I will be stopping big box store plant shopping videos, I would hope that you would still subscribe to the YouTube channel with all the notification bell on, in case I do post any videos after this video right here. You never know. You know, I have a plant addiction, so it's not like I can't stay away from plants. It's not like I wouldn't want to film plants or have the urge to do so. So right now, I'm going to keep going and talking to you about the plants. So here we have what you call Encore Azaleas. So Encore Azaleas are azaleas that rebloom at least 3 times a year. So if you watch my Metro Maples Japanese nursery tour, where I walk through a local plant nursery out in Fort Worth, Texas, Scott Hubble, who owns that nursery, actually has a bunch of Satsuki azaleas. So Satsuki azaleas are actually azaleas that have been hybridized for more than 500 years in Japan. So you can see that there is a lineage of hybridization when it comes to that. These Encore azaleas actually have parentage from Satsuki azaleas. So you can see that they behave like their Eastern counterparts. And I'm actually looking at some of these for $15.97. I want to make more bonsai. I want to make more content when it comes to bonsai. So you may see more of that on the channel. We'll see, because based on what YouTube and based on what the Plantfoldy community show, you guys may not be as interested in bonsai or Japanese maples or azaleas. And honestly, those are the types of plants I really enjoy. To be quite transparent, house plants, indoor tropical plants, I love them, but I don't love them nearly as much as bonsai, Japanese maples, and that sort of way of growing plants. You will see that in the future, but as far as these plants right here, Encore Azaleas, they rebloom 3 times a year. So you'll have blooms in the spring, summer, and fall. And what I love about azaleas is just the beautiful blooms. They remind me of Japanese gardens. That is something that I'm very much into. I have been working on my Japanese garden for about 5 years, and really it's the steps of creating the shade and space. So I don't have a lot of it really figured out just yet. I am happy that I have an Acer truncatum, or what you call a Shangtung maple called a fire dragon, which has grown so much over the last 5 years, and eventually, once it does have enough of a canopy to provide more shade, I'm going to add more Japanese maples. But to go back to all of the plants here, I know that I'm featuring a lot of the outdoor plants. That's something that I want to feature with my future videos, if I create any more, is because I believe that we should all have a space where not only are we confined to just one type of plant growing. So a lot of you guys, like I said again, I'm very much straightforward. I know that a lot of the interest and content is indoor tropical plants, big box store, and I say those keywords, big box store plant shopping videos. It made me think about just the intent of this channel, and I know a lot of the intent of this channel is really to bring a plant community. So whether it's somebody that wants to be into indoor tropical plants, whether it's somebody that may have stumbled upon my channel because it is labeled as a big box store plant shopping video, hopefully the engagement and interest is universal for everybody. Because I mean, look at this container garden where we have the purple passion plant, and then we also have some perennials in there in the mix. Really love the plant combination here. And so if you're looking to actually level up your patio container garden outside, Lowe's is a place where I would recommend getting container plants. Now we're going to walk over here and just look at some more of these plants, and then we're about to go into the indoor tropical section, which is going to be the main event, which is the reason why I do these big box or plant shopping videos. Plantfoldies, take a look at this. This is a Coleus plant, and I love Coleus plants. This one is for $1.98. This is considered an annual plant. Most people will look at Coleus plants and think that this is a plant that belongs outdoors. However, you can actually grow Coleus as an indoor house plant. The reason being is Coleus actually prefer to be in the shade. They don't really do well in full sun unless you get a sun Coleus, which is a Coleus that has been hybridized to take full sun. I love those, and that is the beauty of just botany, being a botanist, and just seeing all of the new varieties. I will shout out, Proven Winners plants. Those are plants that they have been able to get a lot of these new hybrids that are sun tolerant. And as you can see right here, just look at all the colors that we have. And so I'm just going to show you more of the annual plants. This is a variegated periwinkle plant for $4.68. This is another plant that you could grow as a hanging basket or a trailing plant. Plantfoldies, leave in the comments your thoughts about this video so far, your insights, what plants you are going to buy at a big box store if you visit garden centers. I really love that engagement, and truthfully, the engagement is what inspires me to create big box store plant shopping videos. This is what makes me want to go out and spend even a couple of hours creating this content. So let me know in the comment section, and if you made it this far into the plant shopping video, please make sure you press the thumbs up or like button for this video. I would definitely appreciate that, and you'll see more plant foldies join the plant party in the future. So as far as these plant shopping videos, let's get some comments going and let me know if, number one, you've added a Coleus to your plant collection, because that is one of my favorite plants to grow. I have started buying Coleus plants and I've actually started to document my journey in terms of growing Coleus from seeds. So let me just go ahead and pick up some more of these colorful, beautiful plants that you can find at a garden center, big box or garden center, and you can actually save money as well shopping here. Look at this sea of Hedera Helix, or the correct way to say it based on a plant foldy is Hedera Helix, or the English ivy. You can see that we've got beautiful English ivy here. For those that are doing the Hedera Helix Challenge 2025, let me know how that is going. This one is for $4.98. I may end up just buying this Hedera Helix or Hedera Helix, however you want to say it. Actually, in the comment section, plant foldies, can I get 5 Hedera Helix comments in the comment section? I'll know that you're actually watching this video and actually engage if you leave those comments. 5 Hedera Helix comments in the comment section. But I do want to actually commend anybody that is actually doing the Hedera Helix Challenge 2025. Use the hashtag Hedera Helix Challenge 2025, hashtag grow folds, to see if you can actually keep an English ivy alive indoors long term for as long as possible without it getting spider mites. We've had some people actually have some situations where they've been able to grow them successfully, and some people have had some English ivies actually not make it. They've actually made it to plant heaven. So best of luck for anybody that is trying the Hedera Helix Challenge. And you can see we do have lots of different colored outdoor plants that can be grown indoors, especially the English ivy. But this one actually is a bit challenging, one of the most challenging plants. And I'm just going to spin around here and show you all of these other plants. So we've got some Tradescanthia pistachios here, and then we've got another cordyline plant as well. And the track that I'm playing is the official Grow Folds Plant Foldy dance song. It's called You're on the Beat by DJ Bang Beats. Shout out to my friend Derek of djbangbeats.com for making all of the original music for this YouTube video. Hopefully he can create some more tracks for me someday if I decide to go ahead and make some more content or some more big box or plant shopping videos. Like I mentioned before, I am hoping that that we can continue to have this plant foldy community, stay in touch with each other. You can see that these are the plants that I will miss showing you guys. I will miss showing you guys all of these plant shopping videos. You know, to go back into the reasons why I will stop making big box store plant shopping videos is because I want to spend a little bit more time just taking care of my plants, really practicing mindfulness, really being in the moment when it comes to just my everyday life. I have really enjoyed making big box or plant shopping videos. Feel free to send me a direct message on Instagram if you have any questions or comments about the plants. If you want me to create some of these videos, what your thoughts are. So we'll see what we are going to be looking at in terms of the future of this YouTube channel. You know, a lot of this actually came into fruition in the last 24 hours. I really had a lot of time to think. And for those that follow my YouTube videos, you already know that I utilize a lot of my plant shopping videos to speak to the plant foldy community directly. I utilize this as also a personal blog, a lifestyle YouTube channel where I can talk to you about my life, what's going on with me personally without even having to show my face on YouTube. And you know, the amount of flack I got, the amount of bashing I got from just not even showing my face on YouTube, it got a little bit much. It was just a little bit tiresome. Just some of the negativity that I received from past comments and just people in general. And so that's also pushed me on the edge of, you know, why I want to stop making big box or plant shopping videos. And so that's just a little bit more insights. If you are still watching this video, stay tuned to the very end of this video, so you will see the conclusion of the reasons why I am stopping big box or plant shopping videos, what the future of the plant foldy community is, what I will be doing with Growfold's YouTube channel, what my participation is going to look like with Cultivation Corner, if I'm going to continue to do Cultivation Corner. But as you can see right here, I have walked through a small portion of the outdoor section of Lowe's. If you haven't already, please search Cultivation Corner on YouTube, the plant podcast that I'm currently part of.
Hey guys, I'm Janae from Janae Simone.
I'm Steve from I Love Plants.
And I am Richie from Growfold, and we are
Cultivation Corner. We are so excited. We have a plant podcast. We talk about any and everything, all things plants, and we premiere every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube at cultivation_corner. So be sure to tune in and watch us.
Follow us also on Instagram, and be sure to share our videos and our episodes with all of you plant lovers. We need more cultivators, right,
Yes.
Steve?
Yes, we do. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna share the video. That's
have
what
to.
you're
You
gonna do.
have to. Today. All right, guys.
Today.
We'll see you on the next one.
All right.
We are now part of the main event, which is the indoor tropical plants. So I will be discussing ways to save money on buying plants while shopping at a big box store for houseplants, as well as the new varieties of plants, easy to care for plants, and just my recommendations whenever it comes to indoor tropical plants. Now, this is what I noticed right off the bat. So this is the Uncommon Roots series by Urban Jungle. So now Urban Jungle has actually put out some hydroponic plant selection. So this one is some type of uncommon Alocasia. So basically this is another way of growing plants, which is called hydroponics, where you're literally growing the plant in straight water. You're not using any type of soil substrates. We're not using semi-hydroponic substrates like leca or lechuza pond. And I find that Urban Jungle is really pushing the envelopes on ways to actually grow plants. I've noticed in the last couple of months, Urban Jungle has really stepped up its game when it comes to like their planters, their plant selections, the way they display their plants. It is almost up to par with Live Trends design. It really just depends on your aesthetics of your plant. Some people like the more modern, sleek versions of Live Trends designs. Some people prefer the Urban Jungle boho. It's got a little bit more character and just a little bit more texture to it. But in terms of hydroponics, this is my very first time seeing a new selection of growing plants by Urban Jungle. So that's really cool. Let me know in the comment section if you would actually buy this Alocasia that's in straight water. An update on one of my personal plants. I actually had a Alocasia longiloba that was struggling. So what I did is I actually just pulled it out of the soil, and it was basically down to just the bulb area, stuck it in water, and voila, it has grown new roots and it is thriving. So I'm just probably debating on whether I should put it in a semi-hydroponic substrate or just grow it in straight water. So let me know in the comment section what you would do. And then I'm just going to touch base and show you all of the Live Trends designs. You already know, as all of my past videos of shopping for plants, I love Live Trends designs because Live Trends designs has my plant aesthetic. I prefer more minimalistic settings in terms of the planters. I like less textures, more neutral colors, less shiny glazes. That's just my personal preference. Everybody has their own personal preference. It doesn't make it right or wrong. It just means that we all have different views when it comes to the aesthetics we want for plants. And it's the same thing with plants that we are interested in. And I totally understand if, some people are really about the more trending plants like the Anthuriums, the dock block Anthurium Michelle that hit the big box stores at Home Depot, or the variegated Alocasias. But for me, and just like a lot of the plant foldies that have followed me throughout all of my big box or plant shopping videos, we need to still try to push popularizing Aglaonema, for instance, and I'll get into that in just a bit. But you can see right here, Live Trends Designs actually has hydroponic ways of growing plants, and then they also have self-watering planters. So this one right here is for $14.98. Beautiful Peperomia obtusifolia, one of the more durable plants. It is another houseplant that is easy to care for. It's one of my houseplant recommendations. If you're ever gonna go plant shopping, now peperomias, I just recently learned, are not plants that people actually go out and buy. That is another plant that I think is underrated, overlooked. And when you actually tune into my plant shopping videos, whenever you go watch my content, I like to root for the underdog. And the reason why I like to root for the underdog is oftentimes the underdog just never had a fair chance when it comes to just getting that popularity or even just that attention. And I think that could be said a lot with just society in general. Unless somebody is hyping somebody up, unless somebody has that presence where people will gravitate to them, the person that might be an introvert, the person that might be a little bit more soft-spoken might end up just not getting as much attention or fit in to a certain group of friends. But they may have the biggest personality. They just may not be out there as much as somebody who might have just a little bit more extroverted. And that could be synonymous with certain plants. Some plants actually have a lot of personality. It's just that nobody's really hyping them up. And like I just picked up that Syngonium Maria, dark foliage plants. Some people are really into them. Some people will ignore them. Some people might be into Syngonium. Some people would find them a common plant. I absolutely adore them. I've said in all of my videos that I talk about Syngoniums. Syngoniums are my first love. And when it comes to your first love, believe it or not, not, you never forget your first love, whether it's a romantic love or something that you are in love with that may not necessarily be romantic, if that makes any sense. You know, I've been talking a lot. I'm a little emotional today as I do this voice editing because, like the video suggested, I will be stopping big box store plant shopping videos just because, you know, of many reasons I've stated before, and hopefully the plant foldy community understands that. Leave that in the comment section as you watch this video, what your thoughts are, and what you think the future of this YouTube channel is. What I will tell you is my love for plants, my love for the plant foldy community will continue despite my announcement about stopping big box store plant shopping videos. It will continue one way or the other, but you have to wait till the very end of this video to really get the nitty gritty details as far as the future of this YouTube channel, the future of the plant foldy community. And hopefully you guys stay tuned and stay engaged with this channel. If you haven't made it, if you made it this far into the video, sorry, you can see I'm a little emotional tonight. Please leave in the comment section your thoughts about my big box or plant shopping videos. Definitely press the thumbs up or like button for this video. And so, another thing that I wanted to put out there, just full transparency. So YouTube has analytics, and I have to just ask, I really do have to ask anybody that tunes into my videos. So there is a thumbs up or like button for this video, right? But there's also a dislike button for this video. I watch content, and if I don't really find that content value added for me, or if it's content that I don't really, I guess, mesh well with, or may just not be interested in, I have never been that type of person that would just press the dislike button. I feel like, you know, sometimes that dislike button can have negative connotations. Plant foldies, let me know in the comment section if you've been that type of person, whether if you dislike content, did you actually press the dislike button? And the reason being is, why press the dislike button when you could just stop watching the video or not engage? And I say that because, and I know that I'm, you know, panning around and showing you guys this video. This is actually a pretty long video today, a little bit longer than the average 1 hour plant shopping video. That doesn't mean you need to go ahead and just stop watching the video, because like I said, again, got some major news and announcements for the future of this channel at the very end of the video. But what I will tell you is the intentions of people on social media. So I think a lot of my plant shopping videos have become more of me being able to give you my insights, my commentary about social media. Social media, I believe, should not always be a free-for-all where we can just act a certain way, where we can act negatively toward other people. A lot of times we only see each other through a screen name, so you don't even know what that person looks like or see what that person does on a daily basis or have any attachments. So to go back to it, what is the intention of somebody just pressing the dislike button? Would you just rather not just engage with the video? Why press that button and actually engage in something that is negative, like dislike? Dislike means almost like hate. Why would we do that? And for me, and what I've said to all of the plant foldies, it is always about being kind, you know, treating others with respect. For me, if you are a content watcher, somebody that watches content, refrain from pressing the dislike button. Now, I already know somebody that has tuned into this video has already probably clicked on my video before it even started playing and hit the dislike button. There is a way where you see that, and so I kind of have seen what that looks like for some of my content. I wouldn't say that there's a lot of people that press the dislike button, but I was actually talking to a friend about just, you know, the reasons why social media even has a like button, a dislike button. I truly feel like, we shouldn't always focus on that. And the only reason why I even mention pressing the thumbs up or like button for this video is because it just fuels the algorithm. And I feel like the algorithm when it comes to social media only presses or pushes out the content that is more consumer based versus just content for anybody that might want to engage. So let me get off of my my insights. Like I said, again, plant foldies, the ones that really appreciate me as a person, me being my most authentic self. You know, I am repetitive. I love to talk. Yes, I love to talk, and I love to just give you my thoughts. I think a lot of my big box store plant shopping videos has really evolved into me just as almost like a personal blog, like I said again, and being able to talk about plants. But let me reel it back in and talk to you about the plants. So if you can see right here, Costa Farms plants is actually one that is oftentimes seen at big box stores. And what's exciting about Costa Farms, especially for spring 2025, they have released a lot on the costafarms.com website where you can go shopping for the more rare and uncommon plants. Some of their new selections would include the Philodendron verrucosum, which I found while I was shopping at Walmart a couple of days ago, and then the Burley Marks Flame Monstera, which is actually sold out currently on the website, but you never know, they might restock it again. I say if you want the rare and uncommon plants, you can definitely buy them from Costa Farms, but I'm picking up a bunch of these gorgeous plants right here. This is the Exotic Angel line by Costa Farm. So they have the 3.5 inch planters as well as the 5-inch planters. So these ones that are in 3.5 inches are for $5.98. We also have the planters that are in the 5-inch planters for $8.98. But if you want to start a plant collection, definitely recommend Costa Farms Exotic Angel plants. There's many varieties. Like you can see right here, this is a Peperomia Ginny for $5.98. And I love the Peperomia Ginny because it is another plant. I swear I am the biggest cheerleader when it comes to the underrated, the underdog. This is another plant that a lot of people will actually overlook, but it's one of the plants that's easy to care for. And I always tell people, why go the challenging, difficult route that can add stress to your life when you can find something that brings you just as much joy, but with little to no effort. I understand that people like challenges. I definitely do. Why do you think I do big box store plant shopping videos for at least an hour every day, or have done that more so? Because I love the challenge. I love the challenge of being able to have time management, scheduling, drive, inspiration. All of those things are the reason why I have done big box or plant shopping videos for the plant foldy community. I mean, we are almost at 13,000 subscribers, and to me that's amazing. Like, whenever you really slow down and think about your social media presence as a content creator. So for me, and I was talking to my friends Janae Simone and Stephen of I Live Plants. If you haven't already subscribed to their YouTube channels, definitely check them out. They are my Cultivation Corner Plant podcast co-hosts. We think about it, even if there's only 50 people, say, watching the video live premiere, imagine yourself in a room with 50 other people. That is a lot of people, right? I feel like that is a lot of people when you start to think outside of the digital space and think about reality. 50 people in a room is a lot of people. 25 people in a room is a lot of people. And then when you think about like the following, almost 13,000 subscribers on YouTube. That is a lot of people. There's some, towns in Texas that don't even have that population. So for me, there's a lot of thoughts I have today in terms of just the plant shopping and my video. So I do apologize slightly. I'm slightly unapologetic when it comes to me just putting out the content I want to put out. But I do want to say thank you for those that have been patient about me just really giving you my insights, really telling you how I feel and what the future of this YouTube channel is. Like I said, again, if you've stayed this long and have listened to me somewhat ramble thoughts and actually steered away from just talking about the plants, I appreciate it. But let's go back to the plants again. So I'm just going to walk around here and pick up some plants. You can see $24.98. take a look at this. This is a beautiful urban jungle plant. Now this is a Philodendron hederaceum. This the green form, really love that as well. I really love that. Urban jungle has really, I would say, evolved and actually looked at, you know, presenting their plants differently. I love the fact that they are very much all about different textures, different colors. And then, you know, we can look at this. So this one is actually a Live Trends design plant for $19.84. Love the fact that they have new planters, and take a look at this. Live Trends doesn't have the fake moss topping on this Monstera Deliciosa, which I actually like. I feel like Live Trends design doesn't need to go put that fake moss as a top dressing, because I feel like the top dressing, if you're going to grow and water it from the top, you're going to actually keep the soil a little bit more moist because of the fake or the sphagnum moss on top. So I love the movement that Live Trends Designs did with this new planter series. This one right here is a Philodendron Birkin, for instance, $19.84. Love that. And I don't know if it's just feedback that has been given to Live Trends Designs. I love Live Trends Designs. I buy their plants, and the majority of their planters I actually keep because it stays within my aesthetic. So I really like that. And here's the thing I will also say about Lowe's. The reasons why you want to shop at Lowe's for your house plants and gardening plants is they really do have a large selection of plants to choose from. You know, spring is probably the peak time when it comes to growing plants in general. And with Lowe's, as far as a big box store, you can see that they have Live Trends design plants, urban jungle plants, Costa Farms plants, Oasis plants for succulents and cactus. Lowe's has their own line of plants. So for me, I am going to be doing some shopping for plants. It's not like I'm not going to stop shopping for plants and looking at plants, but in terms of big box store plant shopping videos, you know, having to put an end to that, it makes me sad. It makes me want to kind of reflect back on how much time I've actually spent making these plant shopping videos, and then just some of the negativity that people have put on there. It doesn't mean that I'm stopping big box store plant shopping videos because of the bashing. I would say a lot of you plant foldies are very much so the plant foldy warriors. You guys come out here and defend me in the comment section. I want to go shout out Leap for always coming out and doing that. I want to also say thank you to Evelyn, to Angelique, to Danny, to Eric, to all of the plant foldies. I don't have a list. It's, you know, I've got a lot of people that tune in all the time on the videos. I also wanted to shout out Teal. Love Teal's Instagram page. You definitely have to check it out. I love the crochet mask. And you already know on Cultivation Corner, I like to go faceless. I like to go without having to fully expose myself on social media like that. And I think a lot of people respect that. You know, some people feel like you have to be on social media and it has to be all about you, when sometimes the content you're providing is really all about the plants. I have been able to just kind of merge both without having to show my face. So as far as the plants, however, you can see this is another Anthurium. I don't know the Anthurium ID for that, so somebody please leave that in the comments section. But you can see here, urban jungle plants again. So they've got different planters, and I just love the new releases. I love the new selection of urban jungle plants as well. They've just really diversified the selection of plants that they have, but more so they've been able to just move and get more different types of styles of planters. So I'm just gonna walk around and pick up some more of these plants here. Got an Aglaonema Frosted Ghost here by Costa Farms, $15.98. Love the pink planter, but more so I love this plant. Look at the white stems. Look at how it's got a pastel look about the plant. It looks like it's almost washed away. Very ghostly. And again, it is a low light tolerant plant. It is a drought tolerant plant. It is my favorite type of plant to grow. So if you are just tuning in because you were curious about why I am stopping my big box store plant shopping videos, definitely get yourself an Aglaonema. It would be one of the legacies I want to add, is to influence a lot of people to get into Aglaonemas. And thank you to Travis. Shout out to Travis, Biggie Plants, for giving me the plant ID for this. This is an Aglaonema Electric Lime. Love this plant as well by Costa Farms, $15.98. Really nice looking Aglaonema, white stems. It's got a silver metallic foliage about it. And I'm going to move this Philodendron Birkin out here so I can focus a little bit more about the Aglaonemas. For those that don't know, an Aglaonema is actually part of the aroid family. It is probably the most underrated, unpopular aroid to date, and I don't understand why. Super confused why people are not more into Aglaonemas, considering they're very easy to care for plants. These are common plants, yes, but look at the leaf interest. Look at the stem interest. Look at that. It's just got so many things going for it, and I just am so confused why people are not into, looking at these plants right here and actually collecting one. This one is an Aglaonema Red Siam. This is the official YouTube mascot for my channel. And the reason being is an Aglaonema Red Siam kind of represents the YouTube channel Grow Folds. It is one that is universal. It is one that is commonly found. It is one that is consistent. It is one that is easily attainable. And for me, as far as a content creator, I always wanted to have a channel where it has a welcoming, positive plant community. When it comes down to it, negativity is not tolerated. Toxicity is not tolerated. There is accountabilities for that. And then just a consistency, right? Just being able to consistently make that plant content. And for me, doing daily 1 hour plant shopping videos, I just wanted to make sure that I could stay consistent to that promise. And, it's gotten to the point where I think about whether I have the sustainability for that. When you think about my daily life, me having a career where I at least work a minimum of 10 hours, being somebody that is salaried, your work doesn't always end at the 10-hour mark. It really depends about how much planning you had, how much time management you have. And that's something that I really had to weigh in on decisions on whether I should continue with YouTube, whether I should continue to make big box store plant shopping videos, what that direction would look like. But for now, while I am making this video, I did want to show you some more Costa Farms Costa Farms plants. So these are the 5-inch planters. This one is a Hedera Helix Bettina ivy. This is another beautiful English ivy right here for $8.98. And I'm just going to pick up a lot of the different types of Costa Farms plants. We've got different types of hanging baskets. I'm going to pick up this one and talk about it a little bit. I don't know what Hedera Helix or English ivy this is, but what I do know is this is for $20.84. It's got some beautiful looking leaf foliage on it, and that's the diversity that we have when it comes to English ivies. Really love the look of that. I just feel like this plant has been marketed as an indoor plant for so long, when it really is not a plant that transitions well indoors. Now, as far as the beauty of the plant, if you grow it outdoors, not necessarily planted in a landscape, because I've had a couple of people go after me and roast me on the comment section about giving false information about growing English ivy because it's an invasive plant. I'm not saying you need to plant it in the ground. I honestly would not recommend growing English ivy as a ground cover unless it is contained in a flower bed, and unless you are willing for it to climb up your walls, because it can damage your foundation, or not your foundation, but maybe even your foundation, but definitely your walls. So you have to just be careful with that. Now, as far as this actual hanging basket here, this is a creeping fig, beautiful plant as well. And that's the thing about Costa Farms. They've really been able to push the envelope about what plants that they offer. I really love the fact that they have a huge selection. And, you know, as far as the big box store plant shopping videos that I've done on a daily basis, I would even consider myself a really big Costa Farms fan, somebody that does promote Costa Farms in a way that is not about, say, taking away from small businesses or local nurseries. It's literally to, number one, get people involved into growing plants, because if there isn't an interest for plants, then people are not going to consume or go shopping for plants. And Costa Farms has really done a great job in terms of just making it more affordable for people to buy plants, but more so be more exposed to seeing plants, because at the end of the day, a lot of people's journeys for plants are not necessarily started because they wanted to go to a plant shop. It's because they went to a big box store to buy certain supplies and there happened to be some gorgeous plants. So some more commentary about that, because I've also had people reach out to me, and this is a reason why part of me doesn't necessarily want to continue making big box store plants, because people will say that I don't necessarily support local small businesses because I have heavily promoted big box store plant shopping. That's not necessarily the case. I have said in all of my videos that big box store plant shopping is a little bit more universal because it is a little bit more readily available for people. Now, in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, we have many options to shop local. We have many options to support small businesses, which I always do. I always shout out Peta's Planters, for instance. Y'all need to go to Peta's Planters. Definitely tune in to Peta's Planters on April 2nd, which is tomorrow, because Cultivation Corner will be doing an Instagram live selling where you can watch the Instagram live stream story on Peta's Planters. So you definitely have to have Instagram. I do believe Cultivation Corner will also live stream the selling, so you will actually see it happen on the Cultivation Corner YouTube channel. So you definitely need to be subscribed to the YouTube channel. You will see the costume changes. You might even see a face reveal from me, because I might forget to keep my mask on while the cameras are rolling. But that's one way to support a local business, is to go to Peta's Planters live selling tomorrow, April 2nd, when this video premieres. And then also just looking at that, but to go back to all of the plants, right? We talk about big box store plant shopping. We look at all of these plants right here and we think about, whether it is right to go big box store plant shopping, whether it's right to support all of the nurseries that provide to big box stores. Not everybody, like I said, lives out in a metropolitan area like Dallas, Fort Worth, where we have so many selections. Some people don't even have plant shops where they live. And so if there is a big box store like Lowe's, Walmart, Home Depot, Target that you can go shopping at, I say go get your plants there. If that's really the only place, we have some online shipping that you can get from other local nurseries. But to sum up my thoughts about just, I guess, content creation, big box store plant shopping, I say big box store plant shopping has been a lot of fun because I'm able to travel around and show you all of these Costa Farms plants, all of these plants like this Happy Valley Pilea. Look at that texture on the leaves, for instance. It's just made it a fun place for me, because not all big box stores are created equal, but when you do find one that is fully stocked like this, like with this Helix or Florida Ivy, it makes it worthwhile. So I'm just going to keep showing you more of these plants. Please leave your thoughts, comments in the comments section about this video, all of the insights I've provided so far. I really want to know your thoughts to this evening as I premiere this live on April 1st. So just definitely check that out and leave me some comments while I walk around and show you some more of these gorgeous plants. far as this particular location, I would recommend going to this particular location if you are a local plant foldy in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. This Lowe stays very consistent in terms of keeping their plants super healthy, also merchandise in a way where it's very inspiring. I think a lot of times whenever things are organized, things are merchandised in a way where it makes sense, you're more inspired to actually grow your basket size in terms of just how many things you are going to go shopping for, which can actually be a little bit dangerous in terms of your plant budget. I always say, you know, a couple of tips I would tell all of the plant foldies is go into a big box store if you're going to go shopping for plants with an idea of what plant you want to buy. Do your research on the plant care tips. I've always said if you need an idea of what that plant care needs to happen for the plant, Google search it or search online a picture of the plant in its native environment. So if you see a plant that is, say, an understory plant that's really close to the ground where it doesn't get a lot of light, it's probably going to be a little bit low light tolerant. Or if you see a plant that is out in more a drier environment, it's probably going to need fast draining soil. So that's ways to kind of do your research on that. And then also have a budget in place, like a hard budget. So if you say $30 and that is it, then $30 is all you can consume for the plants, which makes you actually work harder to try to squeeze in a bigger plant haul in terms of just finding plants that are either on clearance, on sale, or using coupons on the big box store apps. So if you don't have the Lowe's app, the Target app, the Walmart app, or the Home Depot app, I would say go ahead and download those apps because they have loyalty programs. I know that they have coupons, rewards that also give you a little bit of credit or points towards your purchases. I did want to highlight this particular hanging basket. So this is an example of a Costa Farms plant that is definitely out of the box. This is a glauca. I don't know a lot about the glauca, but you can see that it's got a different type of texture, very small leaves, but I think it's so cute. And you know, this type of plant alongside with, say, the Coleus plant and some really unique looking plants reminds me of a content creator that I am a huge fan of. His name is Benji of Benji Plants. Leave in the comment section if you actually watch Benji Plants. Like I said, again, my heart goes out to him and his partner Chris as they were part of the LA fires that really destroyed their beautiful home. You know, his whole YouTube channel was actually based on that. And, it kind of reminded me that in terms of just the material possessions we have, our plants can go away, but the individual, the kindness that we provide for others will always stay. And so for me, whether I stop doing big box store plant shopping videos, because at the end of the day, this can all end, I could just literally stop making big box or plant shopping videos, which is what I announced at the very beginning of this video today, as well as the thumbnail. For me, it is what the community has brought me, what the community will continue to give me as an individual. And, when I think about Benji Plants, and I know I'm going through so many insights today, and I would totally understand for somebody that just discovered my YouTube channel. I know you were expecting more about the plants, but I'm utilizing today's video to really give you some more insights about my commentary for certain things. But for instance, Benji Plants, y'all. He really got me inspired to grow plants that are, number one, a little bit out of the box. Number two, the plant styling was on point. And when you think about the future of his channel, I was really worried that after he lost everything, that he would stop posting on YouTube. He would stop making content. And it's beautiful to see that he has been able to move past his challenges, past all the things that would probably have impacted me to the point where I would have just shut down as an individual, losing everything. But the fact that he has been so kind to actually open back up his YouTube channel and create content to where you can see him rebuilding his brand or actually enhancing his brand, because you can see him start from scratch again, and Benji Plants be able to maintain his core and his identity for his plants. I think that's super inspiring, and it just got me really thinking about the future of this YouTube channel, you know, the stopping of big box or plant shopping videos, because at the end of the day, I honestly love going to stores, picking up plants like this lemon button fern, telling you the price is $8.98, and being able to just talk to you all. I mean, would you agree that I probably should continue to make big box or plant shopping videos? Please leave that in the comment section if you agree, because it has become a daily part of my life. And when I think about the individuals, the people that have actually invested their time to listen to me ramble, and yes, I will even roast myself, I already know I have been talking your ear off, and it hasn't necessarily been all about the plants. It's been more so all about my thoughts. I don't know. I'm just really flattered, and I just think with this community, a lot of you guys really lean in to wanting to interact with each other on the live chats. And that's the reason why there are times where if I cannot stay consistent and give you guys a daily big box or plant shopping video, I'll make a compilation, just because that will give you some content, that will give you a space where you can still congregate and actually do the live chats. And I love that. I also love that Lowe's utilizes its space to where you can actually see they have succulents and cactus. They have so many outdoor plants, and that's the thing about shopping during the spring is you will see lots of plants just inundate big box stores and nurseries. So if you're going to ask me when is the time to actually add plants to your collection, springtime is it, because you're going to find a lot of diverse plants. I mean, you can see right here another hanging basket by Costa Farms, and a mixture of succulents and cactus. So let me just walk around and pick up some more plants. Please feel free to leave comments about the plants you're seeing, what plants you'd like to see if I were to make more big box or plant shopping videos, if I decide that I'm not going to stop. Because at the very moment, you know, it's one of those things where I think I should stop making big box or plant shopping videos. This would be the last one for sure for me. You'll just have to wait till the very end to see, you know, what the future of this channel is. So if you made it this far into the video, please make sure you are pressing the thumbs up or like button for this video. I would definitely appreciate it. This is one of those times where, you know, that engagement really helps. And, you know, again, my ramble of the whole dislike button. If you didn't like the video, you don't need to press the dislike button. You just need to stop watching people's videos. And to me, it's that campaign of kindness. I just think that extra silent negativity is just as toxic as negativity as well. It's kind of like whenever you go to somebody that has like a survey for a business, or you know, we'll just say a business, right? If they have these online surveys, rather than to fill an online survey and give them negative reviews, why don't you just give that that feedback in person, where it is meaningful to the business owner versus becoming a keyboard warrior? I always say that. So if you've been that type of person that had a negative experience and felt the need to log into a website, do a survey, and just, you know, destroy somebody through the feedback, I say you're just spouting out to social media air. It does not really matter, because if you really feel the need to give somebody feedback, whether it's negative feedback, you know, not everybody's gonna like your cup of tea, but I always say do that in person, because when you actually give somebody feedback in person, it gives them more urgency to actually move and actually take that feedback a little bit better, versus, you know, having them be blindsided and then get negative feedback. So that's another tip I wanted to say. I think a lot of this video has to do with social media etiquette, people's intentions, what they do with their comments, or what they do in terms of just the negativity we see. And I really want people to think about it. I guess this is kind of like a personal Richie's plant podcast / insights today. I promise that if I were to move forward with this YouTube channel, we'll have a little bit more about the plants because it is spring 2025. So many gorgeous plants to look at. And as far as gorgeous plants, I will just kind of highlight a little bit more about these Costa Farms plants, like this Monstera Deliciosa, for instance, $19.84. Beautiful trending tropical plant by Costa Farms. I actually need to get another one. I sent one to Plant Heaven and it's because of neglect. And I'm okay with saying that. Sometimes I just get lazy and I just don't water my plants. As embarrassing as that is, and I'm pretty sure some of you guys have also done that and can actually actually agree with me that sometimes you just get lazy and it's not fair to the plant. And that's the reason why the trend of curating your plant collection is a thing for 2025. And you guys can see right here, I love all of these beautiful plants. I love being able to go and do big box store plant shopping videos because look at the greenery we have here, the community we have at Plant Foldies. The Plant Foldy community is a strong community. And so when it comes down to it, big box store plant shopping videos is always going to be a staple for me. It is part of my daily life. It is part of my daily routine. It is part of the Plant Foldy community. And I know a lot of you guys have been patiently watching this video today, wondering what the future of this YouTube channel is. I mean, as I look at all of these plants and reflect, all I'm gonna say is this. This is not the last big box store plant shopping video I'm going to ever do. It's just going to be the last one until I make another one. Happy April Fool's Day. Please hit the like button for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it and I had you guys on your seats, but I am not going anywhere. I will be doing daily plant shopping videos. Happy April Fool's Day. I don't know if I actually got you guys to believe that I would stop doing big box or plant shopping videos, because I will not, because of this Plantfoldy community. You guys are amazing. If anything, the future of this video or this YouTube channel is I will continue to grow it and have more consistency with it. This is Richie at GrowFolds. Please make sure you press the thumbs up or like button for this video, as well as subscribe to my YouTube channel. I wanted to do an April Fool's Day joke. Hopefully I didn't upset anybody. I just thought that everybody else was doing April Fool's pranks. This one was just for the Plantfoldy community. Know that I'm not going anywhere. Know that there's going to even be more exciting videos to come. I'll see you on the next one.